Hello everyone. I'm Sahil, and today we'll be discussing about division of decimals. In the previous slide, we were discussing about the multiplication of decimals. So let's move on. Division of decimal numbers. So let's take an example. Savita was preparing a design to decorate her classroom. She needed a few color strips of paper length 1.9 centimeter each. She had a strip of colored paper of length 9.5 centimeter. So how do you do that? How many pieces of the required length will she get out of this strip? She thought it would be 9.5 divided by 1.9 centimeter. Is she correct? Yes, she is correct. But we'll be discussing that how do we divide these uh, decimal numbers, because 10 divided by 2 would have been so convenient for you, and you are very used to these kind of divisions from in your earlier classes. But this is something new, and we'll be discussing these kind of problems in this slide. So both 9.5 and 1.9 are decimal numbers, so we need to know how to divide them. So let's move on. Let us find the division of a decimal number by 10, 100 or 1000. So in the last slide, we were discussing the multiplication of a decimal number by 10, 100 and 1000. What we used to do was, it was simply we were moving the decimal point towards the right side. In this case, what we'll be doing is, let's say, look, 31.5 can be written as 315 by 10, and we are familiar with the multiplication of a fraction with a whole number. Sorry, this will not be the explanation mark, it will be 1 over here. Yeah, so we are familiar with the multiplication of fractions from our chapter 1. So what we discussed over there was, when we are multiplying a fraction by a whole number, we can consider the whole number as a improper fraction, and we write it as 10 by 1. So it gets transformed into a improper fraction. Now we know how to divide a fraction by a fraction. We multiply the one fraction by the reciprocal of the other fraction. So simply this will become 315 by 10 into 1 by 10. 1 by 10 is the reciprocal of 10 by 1. 10 can be written as 10 by 1. So this will be 315 by 100. How do we multiply the fractions? We multiply denominator by denominator and numerator by numerator. So 315 by 100, this will be 3.15. So what do you observe? You observe that when you're dividing it by 10 with 1 0, the decimal point is moving towards the left. Towards the left. Earlier it was over here, now it's over here. So let's see if we can find a pattern by dividing the numbers by 10, 100 and 1000. This may help in dividing the numbers, okay, in a shorter way. This will be 3.15, and we see that when we divide it by 100, how do we do this? First of all, we write 31.5 as 315 by 10, 100 as 100 by 1. How do we divide now these two fractions? We just multiply this fraction, that is 315 by 10 into 1 by 100. It will become 315 by 1000, and this will be 0.315. So you see that the decimal has actually moved 2 places to the left, 3 places to the left over here. Okay, so when we do not have a third place to move, we add a 0 and then move the decimal to the left side of it. So 213.31.5 divided by 10 will be 23.15. Over here it will be 23.15 again. Yeah, these are similar. Oh, this should be 100 actually over here. So this will be 2.315, and this will be 0.02315. So we are finding a pattern in this, that the number of zeros by which are there in the number, considering 10, 100 or 1000, we move the decimal to the right side of that particular number, and if we don't have enough digits to move to the left, we add a 0 and then move the decimal to the left side. So we can say, okay, so this is exactly what I was trying to say, but this is in a formal language. Let me repeat for you. So we can say that while dividing a number by 10, 100 or 1000, the digits of the number and the quotient are same, but the decimal point in the quotient shifts to the left by as many places as there are zeros over 1. You can try these by yourself. Oh, there's pretty less in this slide. Okay, let us try to find out 6.4 by 2. Remember, we can also write it as 6.4 divided by 2. So 6.4 can be written as 64 by 10. 2 can be written as 2 by 1. How do we divide two fractions? We just multiply, we keep the first fraction as it is. We multiply it by the second reciprocal of the second fraction as learned in fractions. So this, and how do we multiply these? 64 into 1 divided by 10 into 2, that is 20. So 64 by 20, that could be 32 by 10, and this will be 3.2. These are for some for yourself, but I'll try to do some of these right now. Like the first one says 35.7 divided by 3. 35.7 can be written as 357 by 10, and divide by 3 means multiplied by 1 by 3. So when you multiply this will be 357 by 30, or you can say that 357 can be simply divided by 3 and multiplied by 1 by 10. 357 by 3 will be 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3, 2 is the that one, that will be 1 1 and 9. So 119, 119 into 1 by 10, that will be 119 by 10, that will be 11.9. Okay, simply you can do this one similarly, sorry, and similarly these are very similar to each other, just they have changed the decimal numbers over here. Okay, the method is very simple over here. You convert the first number into a fraction by how shifting the decimal to the right and dividing it by the number of zeros, and the number of zeros will be equal to number of shifts that you have make over here of the decimal point. So this will be 43515 by 100. First you do that. Second, you convert the whole number into an improper fraction. Fourth, you multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Third, you get the answer. Okay. So division of a decimal number by another decimal number. So this is something new, but this is nothing new. All you have to do is look. First, you write it like this. Now convert both of these into fractions, and you know how to do that. I just told you that we have to move the decimal place to the right. In this case, over to the right. Then divide it by the number of by the uh, number of shifts that you have make. In this case, like 1, so it will be 10 only, 110. In this case also 1 shift 10. And now how do you divide the fractions? You know it. Just have to keep the first fraction as it is, and the second you have to multiply it with the reciprocal of the second fraction, and you get the answer. Now you try these by yourself. I'll try one for you. Okay, so look, you make two shifts over here. First over here, then over here. So this will be 775 by 100. This will be 1 2 25 by 100. So you divide 775 by 100 divided by 25 by 100. How do you do that? You just multiply 775 by 100 by reciprocal of 25 by 100, that is 100 by 25. 100 gets cancelled, you get 775 by 25, that will be 25 threes are is 75 to 25. So what we get is 32. 32 will be the answer of this. Now similarly you can try these one for yourself, and that's it. Thank you. We'll be okay, so that's it. We have completed chapter 2 in this slide. Okay.